All right, it is time for the drivers to take to the grid here in Atlanta. Up front will be Kyle Holden and Steven Gibson. James Tiernan and Matt Johnson on the second row. James Harris, Noah Tillis have the third row. Carlos Teal and Shane Williams on the fourth row. Bennett Allen and Tyler Meeks rounding out the top 10. Harley Barletta and Shane Wheeldon Sr. 11th and 12th. Zach Henson starts 13th. Eddie Loychik starts in 14th. Patrick Genter in 15th and James Efaw in 16th. Obviously some new drivers in the field, so if I got any names wrong, my apologies. We'll make sure we have them right by next week. We will have post-race interviews, and we'll be at the same time talking to James Harris about the new sponsor, Subby's Deli and Grill in Texarkana, Texas. Go check them out. And if on their website, subbysdeli.com, and if you're in Texarkana, Texas, make sure to drop by, get yourself something to eat. We'll be talking a lot about this sponsor who has come on board for the whole season. All the drivers have taken to the track, waiting for the pace car to get rolling here in Atlanta. Pace car roll, one lap of pace lap, and then they go green. Don't forget we have a doubleheader here tonight, so immediately following the race here in Atlanta, we will be at Auto Club Speedway as well tonight. Same cars, same drivers. Actually, a few additional drivers for Auto Club, so it's going to be a packed field and a full send kind of night. Kyle Holden, a lot of these names you'll notice from other leagues broadcast here. The entire front row is from BRR. Kyle Holden, Steven Gibson out front to start the first race of the season. Pace car is in. Here we go. A new season from Atlanta starts now. Green flag is in the air. Looks like we had a little delay. Some of the cars, some struggle getting going here. Matthew Johnston already getting up to speed in third place. Shane Williams has crashed behind, no caution yet. Does look like the caution has come out. Let's take a look at the incident. We saw some problems, and the A car just gets on the gas, spins the back tires. Shane Williams ends up going around. A rough start to the race for him. The advantage of being on from replay is the fast forward function. Edmund, let me look into that, buddy. As we mentioned, these cars a lot more powerful than the ARCA cars, a lot less grip than the current gen car. Pace car bringing them around. They will begin to stack back up. Hey, good evening, Richie. I will definitely consider it, buddy. My apologies in advance. I'm a little rusty with the replay, doing the broadcast from replay. However, once we get back to green at Auto Club, race number 2, I can promise you it's going to be epic. Should be getting 1 to green. They'll stack back up this time. Lights are out on the pace car. Kyle Holden, Stephen Gibson still have the front row. James Harris picks up a couple spots after the incident at the start of this one, up to 3rd. Carlos up into 5th now. Tyler Meeks, the big winner on this one, picks up 3 spots into 7th. Eddie Leutchik, also avoiding the chaos, picks up 4 spots. Pace car leading him out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Here we go. Kyle Holden in control. They fire green flag back in the air. Stephen Gibson makes the move quickly up on the high side. Everybody gets going safely this time, but to every restart, we'll have the concern with the tires. Spinning the tires here in Atlanta is way easy. Gibson out front of Kyle Holden. Carlos Steele on the high side, starting to make some momentum. Up to 4th. James Harris in 3rd, sitting in line for the moment, but he's got an opening on the bottom. They are 3 wide briefly. Kyle Holden quickly reclaiming the lead. While they're battling it out up front, there's more battling back behind. Bennett Allen clearing Harley Barletta. Tyler Meeks currently up into 7th. Good evening, JR. How's it going, buddy? And anybody want to guess which driver in the field likely works in IT? Because I just noticed the number on one of these cars. Kyle Holden out front. James Harris has made his way into 2nd. Stephen Gibson in 3rd. James Tiernan in 4th. Carlos Steele battling for 4th place. Last we looked at Carlos, he was on the high side making moves. Now dropping to the bottom. One of the great things about Atlanta, you can be fast in any line. James Tiernan almost gets the wall, gets loose out of 4. But he keeps his foot in it. Bennett Allen now up to 7th in the 24 car. Harley Barletta in 8th. Zach Henson, who had gone back to the back, toward the back early on, is now up to 9th place. Noah Tillis was on pit road after that lap 1 incident for repairs. He is in 10th. Holding out front, but unable to break away as James Harris continues to close the gap. And a lot of battling going on from about 6th or 5th on back. Carlos Steele leading this 4-car battle that keeps swapping spots. Wow, Matthew Johnson gets right to the back bumper of the 24 of Bennett Allen. Has to back off a little bit in the middle of the turn. Kyle Holden still has the lead. James Harris in second. Gibson in third. James Tiernan in fourth. Hopping up to that high side, picking up the momentum up top. These cars definitely a great car to drive. To drive like the ARCA car, just a lot more horsepower. And that's why we're going to see some cars out here getting loose like crazy. James Efall, I would have to say, he's up 3 spots into 13th. And all over the back bumper of Shane Williams. Eddie Loychik, after some problems on the restart, back in 16th, hoping for a caution soon. Shane Wheeldon also having trouble here early in 5th. Oh, Shane looks a little loose off the turn. But Shane's car, that paint scheme really highlights this generation of car. You can see they call it the Twisted Sister chassis. You can see just how much that car is set up to go left. Kyle Holden still has the lead. James Harris still in second. Stephen Gibson in third. James Tiernan now up into fourth. Carlos Steele in fifth. Now Bennett Allen in sixth. Those 4 cars from 5th on back still pretty much nose to tail. Harley Barletta backing off the field just a little bit. Noah Tillis, who had problems early, spun the tires on the start. Holy cow! Tyler Meeks tried to make a move to the high side. That car got squirrely. Hey, good evening, Aaron. How's it going, buddy? Meeks gets a little bit of the grass. James Efall gets by. 88 now starting to close back in on James Williams and Zach Henson. Zach now up into 10th, but that car is way out of shape. And we've got a battle on for 3rd place. Stephen Gibson starting to fade here. James Tiernan trying to make something happen. He goes up to the high side. That loose handling race car a little bit easier to drive up top. You've got a wider turn and you can carry more momentum off. Bennett Allen now up into 5th. Matthew Johnston in 6th. Harley Barletta in 7th. Carlos Steele, who had been up in the top 5 for quite some time, had charged his way forward. Now starting to drop back. Noah Tillis has to get out of the gas as he gets tight in the middle of 1 and 2. That's the first time we've seen a car get tight tonight. About to have a 3-car battle for 2nd place as James Harris has had it fairly peaceful out in 2nd place. But now James Tiernan is closing in quickly as he finally clears Stephen Gibson. And you can really see on some of these cars that weird body shape that made them so fast. Whoa! Matthew Johnston gets a big run out of turn 4. almost gets the back bumper on Bennett. Now Johnston goes to the high side. Harley Harley's in the wall. Matthew Johnston and Bennett Allen get together. Caution is out. Several cars caught up in this one. Let's take a look at what happened with Harley Barletta. Back that up a little bit. Looked like a couple of cars got a 24 gets a push out of turn two. Pushes up into Matthew Johnston. Harley Barletta was already in the wall. And Johnston, possibly the hardest lick of them all. And since we have the advantage of it being on replay, we will speed it up a little bit. Kyle Holden working his way up to the pace car. Will we see pit stops for the first time tonight? And they are coming to pit road. Looks like just about everybody on pit road this time. Noah Tillis and Carlos Thiel staying out on track. And it looks like Holden will be the first off pit road, followed by James Tiernan, James Harris, Bennett Allen, Stephen Gibson, and James Efall has really fought his way up. Now, will we see the two that stay out, Noah Tillis and Carlos Thiel, come to pit road? It would be very, very odd for them not to come down this time. Atlanta is such an abrasive track. It eats the tires up almost as bad as Darlington. But they are going to stay out, so we'll fast forward through the pace lap. Lights are out on the pace car. This is a gutsy move by the two out front. This is a bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. Don't forget, immediately following Atlanta, we will be at Auto Club for the second race of the season, and that one will be live. Noah Tillis on old tires. Those front two might have some trouble putting the power down here on the restart. Pace car is in. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Oh! Carlos Thiel really has a big problem. Everybody seems to get by. Wow! James Tiernan takes advantage, quickly goes to the lead, but here comes Kyle Holden. Noah Tillis on those old tires, everybody's coming by. James Harris heads for third as Kyle Holden makes the move for the lead. Here comes a 24, Bennett Allen, a little out of shape out of 4. Tyler Meeks looking inside for fifth now. Kyle Holden back to the lead. James Tiernan in second. Harris in third. Bennett Allen in fourth. And now Stephen Gibson is back up into fifth. He had started on the front row, but started fading quickly. Oh, we've got a car in the wall. Tyler Meeks gets the wall out of turn 4, and that car is out of shape. Looks like he has got it gathered back up, but it took the entire front straightaway, and then he's in the wall out of 2. Patrick Gentner on pit road for the moment. Meanwhile, a pitched battle for second as James Tiernan, James Harris, and Bennett Allen go at it. This has given Holden an opportunity to run away. Stephen Gibson and now Shane Williams starting to make their way up, as is Harley Barletta and James Efall. James Efall currently the biggest mover of the race so far, up 8 spots. Tyler Meeks has taken his car to pit road. He might be done. Bennett Allen continuing his move toward the front in the 24. Currently in 4th place. Shane Williams clearing some more traffic into 5th. Stephen Gibson now in 6th. Harley Barletta 7th. James Efall in 8th. Noah Tillis in 9th. And Shane Wielden in 10th. Zach Henson making a power move. 3 wide off turn 2. Wow, that is a gutsy move. Not surprised to see that move out of Zach. Zach getting a 2-for-1 on that deal, now up into 9th. Kyle Holden still has the lead. James Harris came out of that battle in 2nd place, starting to open up a bit of a gap now. On 3rd place, Bennett Allen. James Tiernan falling back to 4th. Shane Williams in 5th. Harley Barletta now in 6th place. These cars look like they're in a 4-wheel drift all the way around the track as James Efall closing in on Gibson. I'm willing to bet these drivers have their hands full. Only one way to find out, though. Let's ride along with Kyle Holden, who is having to hold that wheel to the right coming out of turn 4. Out of the throttle through 1 and 2, and you see he is having to fight it to get it to turn and not turn too much. Easing back onto the power down the back straightaway. Off into turn number 3, still having to fight the car. The wheel is never still. And as he gets back out on the power, he has to hold that wheel completely to the right. Last time by, that was a 31.46 for Holden. A great lap time here. James Harris a little loose off turn 2 in 2nd place. Bennett Allen in the 24 closing in 3rd. James Tiernan now up to 4th. Shane Williams in 5th. Harley Barletta continues to close in on the leaders. Stephen Gibson in 6th now has James Efall looking to the high side. I just realized there's about too many Jameses in this field. It is very likely at Auto Club we're going to go to using last names for all the Jameses. Harris currently in second, Tiernan currently in fourth, Efall currently in eighth. Bennett Allen continuing to try and reel in James Harris. James moving up, taking that middle line a little loose off 4. Bennett Allen able to pull away now. Shane Williams closing the gap on James Tiernan at the moment. Stephen Gibson still holding on to second. Stephen Gibson still in 6th. Harley in 7th. James Efall was closing in on Barletta a moment ago, but is now half a second back. And holy cow, Zach Henson is sending it. We've seen these guys getting loose off turn 4, but man, Henson was probably the loosest. And loose off turn 2 again. The tires are just being ate alive here. Shane Wheeldon starting to close in a little bit from behind. Matthew Johnston currently a lap down all over the back bumper of Henson. Now he's going to clear him. Henson powering back on the high side though. Johnston trying to get himself back into position to be the lucky dog. Kyle Holden is checked out to a 1.5 second lead over James Harris. Bennett Allen currently in 3rd. James Tiernan still trying to make something happen on the high side in 4th. Eddie Loychik has a problem on the front straightaway. No caution. Looks like he just went and trimmed the grass a little. Yep, I do believe I saw some tire tracks there. Now, the ARCA version of this car does have substantially less power. These cars with more power, much faster, but they're also using up the tires more. And Harley Barletta has crashed back behind. Caution is out. Oh, looks like Barletta and Matthew Johnston battling at it again. Harley clipped the wall coming out of turn 2 yet again, and when he bounced down, he collected Matthew Johnston. I would expect to see everybody on pit road this time. Hey, Kevin, good evening, buddy. When you get done, Kevin, you're welcome to come clean at my place. Everybody is coming to pit road this time. Matthew Johnston, I do not believe, will get the lucky dog here due to being involved in that caution. Everybody hits their pit stalls quickly. And Kyle Holden is the first one back off pit road again. And it looks like all the drivers did a fuel-only stop, or 2 tires at most. The top 7, 2 tires and fuel. From 8th on back, 4 tires. This is definitely going to be an interesting restart, as we mentioned previously. The old tires with all the extra power here in Atlanta, and old tires can make restarts very, very tricky. Again, very nice thing about doing this from replay, we can fast forward through pace laps. But don't forget, we will have a live race from Auto Club immediately following this. Good evening, Sean. Never mind, Sean. I take back my good evening after reading your comment. It probably does, buddy. From what I heard from yesterday, yeah, it sounds like me. All right, lights are out on the pace car. We'll go green next time by. Kyle Holden and James Harris are the front row on this one, just past the halfway point. Phillip out here cheering on Noah Tillis. Noah currently up in the top 10 as the pace car drops in. Green flag back in the air. Holden gets a perfect restart, no problems out of the cars with old tires. Bennett Allen in the 24, Noah Tillis in the 8, both on fresh tires. And look at this, Bennett Allen is cutting through traffic. James Efall also on fresh tires, starting to charge forward. Bennett Allen in the 24 just pulling up to people's bumpers saying, I'll pass you, and I'll pass you, and I'll pass you. And he is bringing a crowd with him. Wow, we've got one in the wall, the 31. Caution is going to be out. Wow. Shane Wilton and looks like Stephen Gibson get caught up in this as well. This whole ordeal starting with Stephen Gibson. They are 3 wide coming out of 2. Gibson a little loose. Comes up the track. Just gets into him. And wow, what a hard hit. He does get rolling and fully expect to see a lot more cars on pit road. Those that did not pit last time. Or those that did not take 4 tires last time, rather. Bennett Allen, Noah Tillis managing to charge up on those fresh tires. Now in third and fourth. And no, the leaders are not coming in. However, James Tiernan, Carlos Thiel, Harley Barletta, and Stephen Gibson, all lead lap cars coming in. Matthew Johnson finally gets his lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap. Johnston also took 4 tires on that last stop. This new Subby Series, just from what we are seeing here, is going to be exciting. Looking forward to Auto Club here in just a little bit. Holy cow, that's going to get exciting. And that will be live, and we'll be talking to the drivers. Lights are out on the pace car. They're about to go. Green flag racing again. 35 laps to go. I do know we will have a couple of new drivers in the field tonight, plus everybody you're seeing here. Gonna make for some really exciting racing, and Auto Club is so wide, so many different grooves. And oh, so bumpy. Great job, Kevin. Sounds like Kevin is knocking out the to-do list this afternoon. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. We've got some bobbles. James Harris spins the tires. He loses 1 spot already. And Bennett Allen on the high side going for the lead. Noah Tillis manages to avoid the chaos. He's up to 3rd. James Harris falls back to 4th, and Bennett in the lead in the 24. Noah Tillis now looking underneath Kyle Holden for 2nd. Kyle Holden has led the vast majority of this race, but those old tires are definitely hurting right now. James Efall is the biggest mover of the race, so up 11 spots into 5th, and he is making a move toward the front. Bennett Allen quickly opens up a 1-second lead over Noah Tillis. Holden still trying to hold on to 3rd. James Harris in 4th. Problems on that restart, and wow! Harris is wicked loose out of 2. Efall quickly closing the gap here, half a second behind. But Shane Williams and Eddie Loychik closing in. Eddie was involved in that first caution. Holy cow, we've got somebody cutting through the field. That's James Tiernan. Tiernan on a mission here. Back up into 7th. Carlos coming back by on the bottom, though. And mad respect to Shane Williams, the only Dodge in the field. Oh! Tiernan in the wall. Close call on the front stretch. Harley Barletta stuck behind this. James Efall losing some ground as well. Bennett Allen, meanwhile, has gone off into his own little world. He is in the lead by over 3 seconds on Noah Tillis. Kyle Holden in 3rd. Carlos Thiel now up into 4th. James Harris in 5th. Harley Barletta in 6th. Shane Williams in 7th. James Tiernan in 8th. James Efall now to 9th. And Matt Johnston back on the lead lap in 10th, and he is sending it. Oh, the 17 is in the wall. That's Patrick Gentner. Patrick not on the lead lap, but has had a rough night here at Atlanta. Hopefully he'll have some better luck when we get to Auto Club here in just a little bit. Noah Tillis sitting in 2nd. Now 4.5 seconds back. Bennett Allen has just checked out. Carlos Thiel has now taken 3rd from Kyle Holden. Carlos last stop, he was on pit road for an extended amount of time. Looks like for repairs. It has paid off. Kyle Holden in 4th. Harley Barletta has slipped by, now up into 5th. James Harris, after that disastrous restart, has drifted back to 6th. Efall starting to come back to life as well, back up into 8th. As Stephen Gibson has had a problem back behind. And it looks like caution is back out. The one thing Bennett Allen did not want to see. Now let's see if we can see all the chaos that happened back behind. Oh ho! We had a car, the 9 car bounce off the wall. Stephen Gibson nowhere to go. Zach Henson also collected. Zach Henson gets collected, and oh, he gets another hit into the 9. Bennett Allen had over a 3-second lead here. Did not want to see this caution with just over 25 laps to go. Now, does Bennett have tires to make it to pit road? Carlos Thiel, Kyle Holden, James Harris, James Tiernan, James Efall, and Matt Johnston, Stephen Gibson, Zach Henson, Shane Williams, all on pit road. Bennett Allen, Noah Tillis, Harley Barletta, and Stephen Gibson staying out. Now remember, we will get to talk to some of the drivers right after this race and going into the race at Auto Club, which will be back live. The top 3 all on old tires, and we saw what a difference fresh tires made on that restart. Bennett Allen with 4 fresh tires was able to check out and go to another dimension. But that caution just erased Bennett's 3-second lead. They stack back up for the restart. A 16-car field here tonight. Expect a much bigger field at Auto Club. Bennett Allen, Noah Tillis will have the front row, but as we have seen a couple of times here tonight, these restarts on old tires can be difficult at best. We've seen restarts on fresh tires be problematic here tonight. Pace car is in. Bennett Allen controls the restart. He fires a little squirrely, but green is in the air. Carlos Steele quickly hops to the high side going for second. And James Harris is on fresh tires making his way forward. Bennett Allen has checked out to a 0.6 of a second lead. Carlos and Noah Tillis battling it out. Definitely helping here. But James Harris and Kyle Holden both on fresh tires. Harley Barletta starting to fade on old tires. Bennett Allen out front, but his lead is shrinking. Carlos Steele does have 4 fresh tires and has caught the back bumper of the leader. 20 to go. Bennett, nothing he can do here. Carlos goes by on the bottom. James Harris now back in third. It looks like Bennett may have clipped the wall at a 2. Harris quickly and easily by. Noah Tillis trying to hold off Kyle Holden. But Holden has the run underneath and the fresher tires. Carlos Steele up front though. Still has James Harris closing in. Kyle Holden has gotten by Noah Tillis and now sets his sights on Bennett Allen, but here comes James Tiernan. And this is going to get sketchy. Bennett trying to hold position, but he cannot block both lines at once. Kyle Holden all over. Oh, Kyle gives him a love tap. They're banging doors behind. Zach Henson gets pushed up the track. Bennett manages to hold on to it. Kyle Holden backing off to give him room to save it. That is exactly what Carlos and James need right now. Noah Tillis in third, also on old tires, hoping that they continue to battle this out. But James Tiernan is clear of traffic, 4 fresh tires, and Henson and Holden battling. There's battles everywhere as Tiernan goes to third. Carlos Steele still holds the lead. James Harris right on his bumper. Tiernan now clears traffic. He's got clean air up to the leaders. Noah Tillis, old tires, he goes up the middle. Henson on the bottom, Holden on the top. Holden uses the momentum and jumps by 2 up to 4th. Matthew Johnston, who was a lap down earlier, involved in 2 separate incidents, got the lucky dog on the last caution, now in 6th. And James Harris has taken the lead, but I don't think Carlos is done with him yet. And while they battle, Tiernan closing in, but he is almost 2 seconds back. Holden is closing in as well. Henson and Johnston continuing to battle. That is the battle for 5th. Harris about 2 car lengths, now 3 car lengths between them. James Tiernan and Kyle Holden still battling for 3rd. Henson and Johnston still battling for 5th. James Efall got fresh tires last time and sets his sights on Noah Tillis. Carlos Thiel losing ground to the leader. Kyle Holden now clears into 3rd. Tiernan back to 4th. Johnston and Henson have settled that for the moment, with Johnston now into 5th. What an epic comeback for Matthew Johnston. James Harris trying to open up a gap, about 0.6 of a second as Carlos bobbles a little coming off 4. Tire wear quickly becoming an issue. Hey, good evening, Russell. How are you doing, buddy? And happy Easter to everybody. Tiernan still staying with Holden. Matthew Johnson. Holden getting by Carlos Thiel. Carlos really starting to fade. Tiernan gets by, now into 3rd. Matthew Johnston currently sitting in 5th. Zach Henson in 6th. Noah Tillis in 7th. James Efall in 8th. Bennett Allen in 9th. Harley Barletta in 10th. Nine laps to go for James Harris. He's opened up a 1.2 second lead over Kyle Holden. Kyle loose off turn 2. Didn't lift though, kept it going. Russell, this is Gen 4 cars. James Harris' lead is shrinking quickly. Holden and Tiernan closing in. James Harris lead now 0.3 of a second as Kyle Holden has reeled him in. But James Tiernan is still lurking. And Matthew Johnston continuing to march forward in his comeback run. Now into 5th with his sights set on 4th. Zach Henson is also there. Noah Tillis in 7th. James Efall has just about caught Tillis. Oh, we've got a wreck! Caution is out! Looks like Matthew Johnston was involved in this. Matthew on the bottom. He had been charging forward after what was an epic comeback. Little drift up out of turn 2. Zach Henson up on the high side trying to take the position. Johnston just gets right to the back bumper on Carlos Thiel, gives him a tap. Henson catches a piece of it. Don't forget, while we're running through this caution, we still have another race in these Gen 4 cars as the 3-wide Gen 4 series goes to Auto Club tonight. Here's the big question. Did anybody save any tires? Carlos Thiel is on pit road for repairs, but it looks like these guys are going to have what they got. Steven Gibson is also on pit road. Bennett Allen back in the field in the lead lap now as well. Russell, I would have to agree, it looks crazy fun. James Harris leads them back, and it looks like we're going to get a natural green-white checkered. All the drivers getting their tires warmed up. Trying to get them cleaned off just a little bit. A lot of debris on the track. As they get the signal, 1 to green, they stack back up. Pace car leads them through 3 and 4. It'll be 2 to go when they take the green. Still 12 cars on the lead lap. All of them still in this fight. James Harris will control the restart. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. There, well, we've got cars spinning. Will we get a caution here as James Efall gets caught up? No caution yet. They are racing back. James Harris has the lead, but Tiernan now up into second, Holden in third. Holden looking to the low side. Harris gets the white flag, but it is Tiernan up on the high side looking for the lead. Harris goes in deep, slides up the track. Tiernan makes it 3 wide off 2. He clears Holden. Now he's got the run down the back straightaway. They are leaning on each other. Oh, Tiernan gets a little loose and into Harris. Holden's got the run on the bottom. And it's going to be Holden at the line for the win. Tiernan comes home in second. Harris finishes third. What a way to start a season here in Atlanta. But we're not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in just a moment where we're going to go Green Flag Racing live from Auto Club. Don't go anywhere.